Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We are here and we are live, and the requests are flying in, guys. It's a Monday night, so the FC Barcelona faithful, the season ticket holders, they know what time it is. It is time for some strategy, it is time for some gallery and squad reviews, all that good stuff. I'm Quinny, of course. Fist bump to everyone on arrival. Thanks for joining us as we look to get stuck into, we dropped a video earlier today. The goalkeeper massacre this January has been unforgiven. It has been barbaric at times. And it's not just the goalkeepers, it's players of all positions are transferring, some good, some bad, some bits in between, some unyet determined. And it's going to be a roller coaster all the way until deadline day, until the last day of, the thing about Sorare transfer windows as well is you legitimately need to worry about everything until the very end. I remember this time last year, looking back at when all the transfer windows closed, and some of them end in late February and March and stuff like that. And it's not just the wacky non-European ones, but even Turkey have got a weird 22nd of February or some nonsense like that, and a few other bits and bobs. Some of the Sorare scouts and managers from around the world that join us on the live shows, fist bump to all you guys, might know or might remember. We pulled up transfer marks. We could maybe even just do that tonight to prepare ahead, I suppose, for what is yet to come. But great way to kick off 2025. First members stream of the new year, I think. No, it can't be, but it feels like it. But I don't think it can be at this point. And by the way, stay tuned. It'll either be a post or a video. I can't work out how we're going to do it, right? Because we need some more member content coming out, and we also have our first giveaway of 2025 lined up. It is Marvin Wanizek Limited. Now, for some of the members that are newer, or for anyone who's not a member, I suppose, every limited aircraft I give away to the FC Barcelona season ticket holders. Wanizek at the moment is trading for actually quite a fair penny, to be honest with you, in season as well. But Marvin is a decisive machine. He collects AA for fun as well. Beautiful card to give away. Really glad we'll be able to give this one away to the FC Barcelona season ticket holders in the 24-25 season at some point in the next week. I want them in your gallery. I want them locked, stocked and ready to go as soon as Bundesliga 2 is back in action. So we want to get that done ASAP. So stay tuned to all the member posts, and if any actual videos come out, I will post and let you know about everything in the member section on YouTube and in the Telegram group that's for the season ticket holders as well. Telegram is just like WhatsApp and Discord are the baby, but it's way better than both of its parents. So looking forward to doing that over the next couple of days, which will be good fun. And I've already got the early requesters that were popping in the live chat. I see all you guys there. I see Mini-Me, Hatledgen, Cameron M, XD Rai, and who else did we have dropping in the early requests? Henry Sorare, of course, my man. Good to see you all. Mike Cock is in the house as well. Fist bump, my man. Red or Dead, Club Z, Slam Duncan. Good evening, Chief. You can say that again, my man. And Alex Coombs, of course, dropping in a wee request. We'll get you added to the list as well. I'm coming out of I don't know how to feel about this game week. The goalkeeper massacre did affect me on and off the pitch. But guys, we were talking on Go Fuck Friday about how Laird brought up the example of Sean and Gator, how they are excelling this year in the specials and whatnot because of just their game style and the galleries they hold, and Gator's sense as well, kind of like dices around with in the market or whatever, which I thought, that's interesting. And then as this game week shook out, I ended up finishing 14th with Captain Ao Tanaka. I'm tired of using technology. 14th with Mikey Johnson bringing in a 51, which is pretty meh, but decent scores. Right captain pick. We're coming in 14th, and this sent me down memory lane. This made me start thinking, maybe I'm good at specials. And as I go back into the last game week, no, not that one, maybe the one before, where we're winning cards, contenders. It might have been midweeks, maybe 240, 4. I don't think we got anything for that, did we? Maybe a box at best, but 300 points isn't too shabby, is it? But we definitely have done well. I'll maybe do this properly for a video, I suppose, if there's anything to back up my hunch, my kind of gut feeling now. Because I'm thinking I've actually won a card or two out of All-Star. I'm pretty sure Wanizek Rare came out of All-Star. And maybe one or two other kind of high finishes, but maybe the prizes weren't great. But yeah, on the last little while, maybe not actually, maybe not. Maybe it's just a wee feeling I've got for no reason. But anyway, I'll dive into it, and if there's anything there, we can talk about it. But I'm pretty buzzing. I'll be coming out 14th there, or 15th now, it does say, in actual fact, on Sorare Data. So let's refresh this. Sorare Data has the games on tonight, so if someone's in the starting 11, I'm probably finishing 15th then, that's fine, whatever. Unless someone else goes off and pushes me to 16th. I think 16th is the last tier 2. And the tier 2 pool, by the way, again, has some nice bits in it. Goalkeepers are top of the menu for me. That's exactly what I want. My Yeki's up here, that's good to see. But in the position I'm in, I'm going to be like towards the mid-bottom of this pool. So if we start in the optimistic zone and maybe work our way down, I don't know, goalkeeper-wise, is there anything I'm really getting taken by here? Robin Rofs, I know some of you guys love him, but guys with Rofs give me the heebie-jeebies. Caprile's just got a loan. I don't know if that means he won't get spat out now, but he will be playing, you would think. Ryman works regionally for me. Engels, Dubravka, that is a Dubravka and Lafont holding hands here. That's a booby prize and a half if ever I've seen it. Maybe Lafont could very quickly become OP again if he got a transfer in this window. Like, I was thinking, imagine Lafont went to like Salzburg or something like that, you know what I mean? Or like Sporting Lisbon, I know they like their keepers, but maybe if they sell somebody, they'll have a lot of money. Maybe that's, I don't know. Imagine he went to a team like that, but like a high-end domestic team, but maybe not the biggest European heavyweight kind of situation. And yeah, there's a few other guys in here. It's not a great pool, is it, looking at the general quality of it? Because it is global. I don't mind the global nature of it. But I'm really just scanning this for goalkeepers. Joshua Ray is here. This is lower mid on the pool, so this is maybe around likely zone. Severa at Alaves, I wouldn't mind that. La Liga works for me. Mandas, I've already won him. Please don't let me win him again. Nevisic, I think, is meant to be the Zagreb number 1, isn't he? So that wouldn't be too bad. Ben Sabaini would be fun. Ross Duhan, again, another booby trap of a card. Another scabby queen, as it were, in the prize pool, along with Rashford. Jesus. Imagine I won a Rashford. That must be some sort of foreshadowing of something terrible, eh? Sinisalo down at the bottom. Dimitrovic. I'd take another Dimitrovic, no problem at all. Other special, whatever. All these were crap and all the rest of it. You've seen already. I've finished kind of 4th, yeah. Finished 4th in Season D2, so we're getting re-promoted again back to D1 with that outfit, which is good. One of the teams died. Have you seen the goalkeeper video? In this team, yeah, Captain Valle DNP, and in this one, I thought Valle was way more likely than Taylor in this one, but hey, what do I know? The manager does love him, but I guess I've just read into all the Zagreb links a wee bit too much and thought, he didn't play good in the derby, quite simply. Good call on not playing the Scaleses, but again, nothing really happened for the rest of the teams. I had Dysons everywhere, which was fine, but also had Kyogos everywhere. And yeah, I'm not too bored about that. And then Unlimited, we did okay. We could have done a little bit better. DNP Bernardo hurt this team. And in between McCowan and Natati, neither one of them could do anything from midfield in this game, as they shared the 90 minutes. And And Will Ferry did nothing, yeah. So, a couple of cards, which is fine. We'll be getting another couple of boxes also. It's another 5 boxes into the haul. We've already got 4 or 5 sitting there. So, I'm hoping maybe, like, by the end of January, we may have another mega box opening, which will be good fun. But I see the chat's popping away, but I've not actually got a chat pop out. So, let me go and get that so I can see. Actually, let me just open it on this page here because we're on Twitch as well. So, just in case any of these are. Benkovic season, yeah, I did see that. Wish I still had my Benkovic. I think he should be amazing in Croatia. I'm only interested in this if it's like £2 or something because he's so injury prone. Not get many cards, which is a fun dynamic. £3. I have owned the Braunschweig one before. Oh, did I own a super rare of Benkovic at one point? There is an in-season there at £7. Is that just worth the squeeze? Santonio as well. Maybe I could just try and get a wee cheeky trade. If I got something that's worth like a wee cheeky bot trade. Right, nobody snipe me on this. We'll get into member requests in a second. James Rodriguez, by the way, free agent. Crossing your fingers and doing all your voodoo magic to bring him to somewhere like Boca Juniors, please, would be fantastic. Do we have anything that's worth a wee... We could trade one of the Dials, I suppose. That would be a bit of an easy one, but too generous to the bot, I think. Maybe the clean. We'll maybe try him because he's in season. Yeah, we'll try the clean, see if that works. Pug. Trade, add, clean. Let's see if this works. We can try it with Santonio, I think, as well, can't we? Maybe just multi-offer. Yeah, recovery codes and stuff, guys. Sorry, bear with me. Do I have any other cards that have recently died by transfer I've forgotten about? Let's see what all you guys are saying. Sorry. Yo, would you recommend buying in-season Celtic players at their current price? I think there's a lot of Celtic players that are pretty okay there now, but the thing with Scottish cards in particular right now is that they've all taken a wee bit of a price hike over the festive period because it's been like one of the only leagues playing. So if you think the prices are okay then now, it's hard to guarantee things because of the way the supplies went this year on Sorare, where how many cards are available to be bought directly from Sorare or a straight reject from Santonio, or you know, and how many come out as rewards, how many people sell into the secondary market, that sort of thing. So it's hard to say for certain, but it feels like when other cards have utility, the Scottish cards should come down even further, is the logical thing I would say to you. So if you like the prices now, or you're questioning the prices now, let's even try that Jack Hamilton, by the way. If I could turn Hamilton into because he's not playing for that Amisa now. Amisa's had 2 good games. Training team, screw it. Let's try it. Let's see if we can get it. Don't mind buying a classic, but an in-season would just help a little bit better, wouldn't it? So yeah, Laird is in the house. Good to see you, my man. You've not missed much here. I've just been kicking the door open and waiting for everyone to get in and get comfy. Benkovic season was from Ian, so I'd love to see that. Forest 1-0. Wow. We'll check the scores on the doors with that. James Johnson, the usual. Don't look at Champ Classic lineups this week. Looking for more classic collections for this cross-pollination strategy. Any ideas? So we had Alex Coombs next to join the list, so I'll add him and then yourself, James J. Because I'll forget and get the wrong order and I don't want you to shout at me later. But there goes Alex and then James J. 1, 2, 3. Jesse James. Thanks for the help on the weekend. Teams I'm lined up to get 4 boxes out of 6. Well done, Aaron Phillips. Well done, my man. GG's. Craig Hunt, double fist bump. Love that. The All-Star special that starts tomorrow is just a Celtic stack that will win it. So I guess it's just another reason they've gone up. I suppose, yeah. Yeah. Minimal utility at the moment for a lot of cards. So the Scottish ones, Celtic, Rangers, and other ones that are handy in the league. Getting offers rejected from Santonio. Maybe just because he wants cash added into the deal, doesn't he? So bear with me a moment, guys. I'm going to I don't want to put too much in because it is just Benkovic. So 2 seconds. Add funds, cash, other. What we thinking, like £4 or something? I like doing like the change off my balance. Aye, that's fine. That works for me. Can't believe he's getting seasons. Confined. Right, we've put some pounds and pennies in. Maybe need to wait for a wee minute for them to come in. And then what other? Wondering about my strategy for the summer in Rare, looking at MLS in Brazil and in Contenders, League MX Argentina. I was wondering maybe about getting some J1 to boost. So that's lovely. Some great chat coming in for the request, by the way. I've been scanning them all as they've been coming in. Some of them interesting, some of them quite in depth, some of them maybe a wee bit more surface level, but plenty of good stuff to get through tonight, which is great. You've got to always add, yeah. I don't really want the offer. I was just hoping to see. There we go. There's a couple of pennies put in. I was hoping to see Pug Traders entertaining it anyway. So we'll go back to the clean, right? Because he was like the dauber card, wasn't he? We'll add clean and cash. 41p. Right, let's try 41p plus the clean. Don't make me authenticate. Not good. Don't need a review, just some advice. I have about £750 in Prem and Bundesliga cards. Don't get as much enjoyment out of it as I do my Contender boys. Would you say that move into Rare Contender? If you are definitely feeling that way, in terms of like, you're aware of the monetary value, you're aware you're not really having fun with it, and like getting success in those divisions can be quite cutthroat, can be quite, like live and die. I've moved out of strategies like that a fair few times, none too recently of course, because my strategy has been rather nailed on, or consistent as it were. Counter, what does he want? £3 incline, I'll do that. Fine by me. Number 11, oh should I maybe I looked at that. Number 11, what does he have? Number 8, no, I don't think any of them are squad numbers, are they? But Benko, aye, bring him in, love that. And thanks to the nudge on that, Ian, someone did send me the DM or the news about it. I don't know if it's totally confirmed, but I think like there's no way he's not incredible when he's fit, but he's not going to be fit that often. So I think at like £3 plus that dead goalkeeper, he's not dead, he's really young and just never going to get in the team. And watch this now, in the January goalkeeper massacre, this guy Clean is going to go to Bundesliga 2 and be an in-season Contender card. I can feel it already. But yeah, I think Craig Hunt, like generally, like if you're not, like that's why Challenger for me, like it's not really a strategy I kind of can move out of, as it were, because like I'm just kind of putting the garden maintenance on the New York stuff or whatever. But the reason I've decided not to pursue that is because I'm not going to enjoy it. Spending more money against those cards, like significantly, to go and get more captain picks, to go and get more high scope defenders, regular banging forwards to complement the pieces and all the rest of it. And like, yeah, I still have done a bit of maintenance with it, and I might still add like a Choupo-Moting and a Matt Threes into the equation. But yeah, like generally, like if you're aware of the monetary value against it and you're not enjoying it, move on and move up, kind of thing. However you want to think of it. Onwards and upwards, that kind of vibe. Bots automatically reject it if no E for fiat is attached. Interesting, Gaza. Regardless, I thought they would have maybe done it if you like. Imagine I sent him Mbappe just now for that card, even with no cash and no ETH. You're telling me it would be, and I'm not doubting it. I'm just trying to confirm. You're telling me that would still be auto reject. That's interesting. Luke Jones with a triple fist bump. Love a bit of that. It's updated. He's now in talks. 15 minutes ago, Galesic went to Dynamo, and Radilic is injured, so they're desperate for CBs. I think he smashes it if he stays fit. Yeah, was it Rijka he was linked to? Benkovic. It's not Zagreb, is it? I don't think it's Zagreb. If it is Zagreb, I'm less confident about him playing, to be quite honest with you. Danso would be interested in a move to Juve. I bet he would. Bet he would. By the way, yeah, it's Rijka. That's good. I like him going to Rijka, because he'll be a big player for them. Scores from corners and all that. Benkovic is quality at this kind of level, I think, if he's fit. Awesome. Right, okay, so we've got a few requests on the doors. We've been live and loud for a little bit. Now, what we do this every week, right? On a Monday, Tuesday, generally, with the FC Barcelona members. The FC Barcelona season ticket is available by clicking the join button just below the video you're watching just now, or if you hop into the live chat, there's a pinned message. If you click on the little bubble face I've got on YouTube, my icon, it takes you to the channel homepage. On the channel homepage, there's a little tab that says members on it. And if you're a member, you'll see content there. If you're not a member, when you click this, YouTube will walk you through how to become a member. There's two options to donate to the channel. There's no perks with the donations. It's just if you want to support the channel and everything that I do here, but you don't care about lineup building and gallery reviews and all the rest of it. As soon as you become a member, you get access to the Telegram group, which is accessible on this link here. When you click that link, you download the app. You're in like the message board, kind of the notification, the announcement part. Go all the way to the top. The second message there brings you into the chat function. There's a link there. I give away all my limiteds that I craft to the FC Barcelona season ticket holders. And at the moment, as you guys from the beginning of the stream will know, the giveaway we've got lined up is the Marvin Wanizek limited that we crafted recently. And with me now playing way more Celtic teams in Contender, like I'm going to be crafting like a mofo and limited in no time at all. So there's going to be much more for the members in the second half of the season in terms of giveaways, it feels like. We also do the gallery reviews and the squad strategy stuff that we do tonight on a Monday. And we also build lineups ahead of the weekend game week. This is every week, guys. 2 streams a week. Giveaways every time they're available. And a Telegram group, which is just like Discord and WhatsApp. Had a baby, but that baby's way better, way cooler, way smarter, faster, stronger than both its parents. It's going to achieve all of the goals that they had in life but didn't quite get to. So yeah, that's basically all it. It's £1 a week, £4 a month, all done through YouTube membership. You don't need to give me your bank details, cancel anytime, yada yada, all that good stuff, of course. And the first member, the first season ticket holder we've got up is Minime98. Now, Minime, if I can see Sean's original message here, it was starting with under 23. Oh, sorry, I've got this. I'm trying to get this pinned message out of the way, but it's annoying as ever. Start with under 23 or whatever you think is wise. Think you'll be pleased on how my galleries come on over the last month. I'm just missing the top line. I'm going to... Yeah, there we go. Hey, Quinny, any chance you could give me some advice on moving into rares starting with under 23? Interesting. You will be pleased on how my gallery has come on in the last month. Now, the very interesting thing here about Mini-Me's request, right? 159 limited cards, 3 rares, and we're looking at moving up the scarcities. Now, Mini-Me's chatting about the work he's done on his gallery across the different regions and whatever, which I'm excited to see. This is someone we build lineups for on the regular, but looking at it through this lens of how are we sitting at limited, and now we're thinking about going under 23 rare. Now, my kind of viewpoint on cross scarcity stuff has changed quite a lot over the last month or two. As some of you guys who pay attention to the content and kind of like in particular what I'm up to as an individual have probably clicked onto by now, and we've kind of spoken about it here and there. So I've got a kind of different attitude to a lot of this now than maybe I used to a few months ago. This champion rig out is kind of like fine, isn't it? I think a lot of these are under 23 based, the more powerful cards, but the dregs are just kind of like, yeah, fine, they could be thrown together. Challenger is where we've got a lot of in-season options, in-season strength. And if we do the best to worst thing, just helps it see our top row of talent a bit better. Yeah, so this all feels really good and good to go. And the thing with this now, right, and an element to consider in this situation is all of your in-seasons will become classic. Of course, we all know that, but in thinking of it in terms of the dynamic, the depth, the strategy of your gallery, is to focus on it from that classic perspective is like, who here do I really want to maintain and hold as a classic card at rare and limited, whatever it might be. It could be 100% of your in-season allotment, it could be 95, it could be 5, you know, it really depends on you individually. And it feels like everything that's going on here in Challenger, like when you slide all this into classic, like you're not going to need to do anything. Like high collection bonus, they'll have a season under their belt, XP will be right where you want it to be, and you know, so on and so forth. There's a lot of chemistry here, there's a lot of synergy with how the players, the leagues they're in, the teams they're at, even if they transfer around without it being anything too crazy, it's probably not going to fall apart too greatly. So I actually really like the Challenger build. I think it's quite well set for now and for rolling on with. And Contender is kind of in between the last two regions, isn't it? With Goalkeepers kind of 2.5, 3 there, depending on how you think of it. Defenders, good quality, but again, just not a huge list, which is fine. Lean and mean. It can get behind that, especially at limited. There's less requirement for fat in limited unless you are like really wanting to push classic all the way and have 5% on every player, which some people do have. And if you don't have, like, that is something you will maybe fall victim to more than you would want to. And up front, we've got some options. This is all quite fine. I think when we snip it into under 23, we kind of see where Mini-Me's strategy really is focused in terms of where it comes out looking as well-rounded and as, yeah. The only downside to this, of course, is under 23 has no in-season parallel, which, as long as you've got regional access, isn't a problem. And this can be like main stop number 1 for classic and etc. So good shapes and sizes, good quality of depth, well-rounded across the board. And even as that's why it's that champion little footprint you've got is handy, because even when you win, if you're to win in-season champ cards, if you wanted to keep them, there's more than one way of using them for yourself. If you want to sell them, fine. So I think, like, I could totally get, like, putting this on ice is essentially what you'll be, because if you're moving scarcity, I think that's the way you need to look at whatever scarcity you're already in. Is it's going on ice. You've got to have it where the ducks are in a row. You're not like, oh crap, again I've not got a striker, or oh crap, I've still not got the set piece taker. Who's my captain? If you're still kind of flapping with some of these problems, I would say you're probably not maybe quite there yet, just from my perspective, because spending all your excess resources now on something totally different that will not increase your chances, or it might not, it could increase your chances on your kind of core native strategy excelling, then that's something that requires a lot of follow through. And I don't know if discipline or dedication is the word, but it feels like somewhere in between those two, where, like, we'll get to it. Okay, so the rares we've got at the moment, let's have a peek at them. We've got 3 already lined up. All 3. We've got Quattro, love that. Marcus Antonio, love that. Enzo Perez, love that. And here, they're not under 23, but I like, again, Enzo Perez is Argentina, isn't it? So they're across 2 regions. I think Marcus Antonio is back in Brazil, isn't he? El Dorado 94, Pablo Bro, good to see you guys. Pablo Bro with the quadruple fist bump, made some big moves. Cameron I wouldn't test it, says Casa. Love that. It's annoying with top challenger, guys, because there is no longevity. Yeah, so I think with challenger, like, every region outside the champion has this problem, I think, where the transfer network windows, however you're kind of thinking of it as, can just yank it apart, I think there's, like, when you look at some of those collections we just had on the page there for Mini-Me, like, how many guys from Haspalat's team, whatever they're called, St. Truden, how many of them are going to leave? Like, yeah, you're going to lose, like, probably some of the better ones, but the overall squad, someone will probably rise up out of that. Maybe 1 or 2 of them that do leave still have kind of similar utility. Maybe they're leaving St. Truden and going to Ghent or whatever. That stuff happens all the time. So you're right for sure, but it's not terribly unique to the top end challenger guys. I think especially when you do focus on, when you say top end challenger guys, if you're thinking the best up and coming prospects in that region, then 1000% they are on the food chain. They are going up the food chain. The Predators are coming in for them from Champion Euro, and they're going to give them big wages and promise them the world and sell them a dream. Maybe it'll come true, maybe it won't. 1000%. So yeah, emerging talent, I'm with you all the way there on. And I think that's why under 23 is a nice kind of spine division. If you do have hot prospects, at least, well, under 23 is still a good avenue and still has some good rewards, particularly if you can kind of pick your moments well, when you go hard on it, when you go like, right, I've got 5 that'll bang. Pablo Bro, lad, happy new year. I'm in need of a new goalkeeper for my wee rare team and a new goalkeeper for limited. Both contender. Any suggestions? Budget is 200. Pablo Bro, I'll add that onto the list. We've kind of been talking a lot about goalkeepers tonight. It feels like it is this season for goalkeepers. Pablo Bro, I need a club name, mate, but I'll just leave that there on ice. Just so it's there when we need it. Okay, so for moving into rare, right, for Mini-Me here, we've really got a clean slate on how we approach this and how we go with it. I think the way, especially with, so moving into rare, I think under 23 is probably one of the best places to put a little foothold in, because like it's transfer immune. So as long as they're not aging out, that's actually probably quite a smart place to start with, because normally the fear with moving into rare is the volatility, or changing scarcity is the volatility in prices in season classic, especially classic. Whereas going in with going in with classic under 23s, there is like zero change of predicament with them. If anything, does their predicament get better year on year as we see the biggest and best players getting older and older? So I actually really like under 23 as being that kind of bridge division almost, like the cap divisions maybe used to be. There is still, and again, that's probably why these guys like just fucking keep them. Rare's under a tenner for this situation right now. Why not? Because sometimes you might just be able to slide them into one of these all-star, one of these caps, one of these funny special weeklies, and moving up a division, one of your best friends is a box. You know what I mean? And I'm getting a box out of this, which 2% of 50 essence, that's not bad, is it? Level ups are in there, market credits are in there, but you know, picking up some of them isn't too bad, is it? So I don't mind the rares you've got there. I'd hang on to them for the most part. I don't know Enzo's situation or Antonio's in particular, but I like them as players in situations. And Quattro, of course, we expect to do big things coming this year. So yeah, the next thing I kind of want to look at is the market itself, and I think for rare under 23s, probably one of the first things to try and identify is the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper doesn't need to be the first one you buy. Probably won't be the first one you buy, but I think the hit list, the goalkeeper, should 100% be the first thing that you crystallise in your mind. Because once you've got the goalkeeper kind of nailed down in your mind of like, I was going to filter something else out here. Goalkeeper, under 23, rare. I think there was something else I was going to filter. Manana. We'll work it out. Oh yeah, let's try the favourites one. That wasn't what I was going to do, but so I think once we identify the goalkeeper situation, we're after Eli Caprio. That's maybe a bit too short term. What is his loan? If his loan is over 6 months, loan exchange involving Caprio to Cagliari. The fine details have been ironed out 8 hours ago. I would like to see actual details. If anyone can, until end of season, have 8 million buy option. Now, it feels that Merritt's just been given a new deal, hasn't he? This could be one that hasn't. I don't know how much it's lifted in price, right? But in comparison to some of the top dogs in this division, I don't think that's none too shabby for a champ keeper as well. All the same, and 8 million. I dare say Cagliari could afford that if they've got the suspicion that this is a keeper they could later sell for more than 8 million, especially. It's roundabout where he's kind of been as a backup, hasn't it? Back when he was playing, he was a bit more expensive, and you can certainly see it becoming more expensive. Oh, that's a jersey mint as well. Oh, the thing about that, right, is you don't need to go and get an Emplay collection, right? That just comes with 1% collection bonus because it's a jersey mint. So that by itself, by the way, I love that. That means that'll be an 11% card for you, even if you didn't go and get any Emplay cards or whatever. And there's he is 20. How old is he actually right now? No. Let's go and what is his Sorare age? That's what we want to know. Not his actual age or his date. What's his Sorare age? Under 23 until 2026. Beautiful. And yes, his floor price 70. I don't know if some classic, 54, 60. Yeah, so I quite like that. I don't mind that. I don't know if that's in the budget. It looks like maybe one is just sold. Or these are all in seasons potentially, yeah. In season, by the way, not that difference in the premium, but we don't need that. You can maybe send a direct offer for some of these as well, and maybe get them down a little bit closer to something that starts with a 5 rather than a 6, but maybe a wee bit penny pinching. But I really like Eli Caprio because if he does well, then like you're kind of sorted for next season. The transfer's already happened. You know, you don't need to worry about that merry-go-round situation happening, new guy comes in or whatever, because if they're spending 8 million quid on him, you know, like, so I actually really like that as a bit of a discovery one for us there. Let's hit that favourites button again because that was a nice one. Eli Caprio's a good keeper. Anyone else kind of jumping out? Avoid Kujakov, that's a temporary thing, isn't it? Fucking hell. Urbik is still 50 quid. That is wild. You've got the St Johnson situation. Mamadashvili going to Liverpool maybe in the summer. So yeah, I think we've got option number 1 lined up quite easily there. Price point's nice as well, but the price point won't change. It won't be there for long, I should say, sorry. Nobody here in the favourites really does jump out, do they? It's like, oh yeah, forgot about him, or that's a great shout. So let's just take that off. And the benchmark for this is like Trafford and Muric, these types of guys that are around the £200 mark. Anything like under half price of that is certainly worth being considered. This guy's got limit issue, which will hold his price up a bit more, but he's kind of cheat codey. Problem with him is his calendar, obviously. So noted the price of him. I would want that down, but by at least 40 quid to think about it. It should be half price of the top guys because of the utility, I would say. Just my opinion. Toby Lyson at 90 quid. He's got a lot of classics, which will help bring his price down. There's only one available there now, but I dare say there'll be moments where the market where him could be quite... there's a lot of supply, let's say, to outstrip the demand. Restes in season, that's not bad, by the way, but the scores haven't been fantastic. I wonder if there's anyone else, because there is a bit of a merry-go-round for someone who we've got a sniff on. That guy will get minutes, or that guy needs minutes. Then they're one to watch out for. And if you've got a wallet, you can spring into action when the LA Caprio news, in air quotes, breaks next time. Stankovic is a 100 quid classic. He's at currently Venezia, who are probably getting relegated. And I don't know if they own him or not, so maybe need to check into him. But 100 quid is quite appealing, by the way, because his scores aren't bad. Just Venezia are going down, aren't they? So clean sheets are a premium. Slanina's not a bad 35 quid backup, by the way, because he's so highly thought of. He's got to get minutes at some point, you feel. Tani, I'm a huge fan of. Japan is just coming back, and Tani, he's had a bad finish to the season there, granted, right? But sprinkled in amongst travelling for international football, Tani's the man. Tani is the man. We love Tani. Forever under 23 as well. With Balcombe going back to Brentford, is there a chance this guy gets a loan out? I'll go one more page on goalkeepers and we'll maybe flip into a different position. What do you think the Sorare, or when do you think the Sorare raffle will be? It should be I would think it would be around when the special is. When is the special? Is it the 17th of January? I would think it would be around that time. I think they'll go back into a wee mini neon season, a wee, hey, this was amazing. Maybe they tell us how many cards they gave away or how many raffle tickets there were and all that stuff. But I would expect that to be around the time when the special happens. They've maybe told us already. Razvan Sara, who's been getting a game at Udinese, 60 quid. Maybe they don't suspect he holds the shirt. This hasn't been bad. So fair enough, getting stuffed off of Napoli. Who does that not happen to? Be interesting one there in season's not. That's worth considering, I think. So yeah, Razvan Sara. And what's the deal with Okoye? He can't be under 23 anymore. Nah, never. But I like that Sara. We need to see what the script is, but because Okoye is has been playing there for a while, is older, has got more experience, etc. But excuse me. Yeah, so I think that for goalkeepers, that's kind of my initial take on entry point. When we look at defender, let's filter that by favourites. Under 23 defence, you can get some right bargains in. Like Kusnik, I still think at 80 quid, that's not bad. The problem is he's only got in season, so he'll never drop too much. Look at Koulirakis. He's down at half the price. And these guys both popped on the same radar for me. They both scored equally as well. His is a bit more international centric, it appears, in his L10, of course, but it's as if he doesn't have that either, So that's interesting to see. Koulirakis, 20 years of age, very highly rated. Transfer jeopardy is there, of course. Singo, 32, isn't too bad. Miguel at 23, that feels like a fun piece. That feels like a really... He's not been regular enough this season, we all know that. But he's got that in him. He can get back to better form. And 23 quid. Looking at Sasha Bowie at 15 quid. Now, maybe that's not a fair comparison, right? But some guys that don't... THB, 7 quid. If you're moving into rare, Like, he's a really safe defender. Really safe. Under 23 as well. Champ as well for now. Let's see what happens. But even Frimmer's at 12. There's some really good bang for buck options here. And like the option to rotate and flip these guys around with the variety you can bring to your gallery. Like, you could have a £50 defence budget. 20 on Frimpong and THB. Be a very, very Quinny start. Miguel Gutierrez for 23. Could just buy a lot of the guys I like, you know. Nathan Zizi, he was in that list as well. 19 quid. 11 quid, sorry, that was. I beg your pardon. And yeah, I'm sure there'll be another few once we scratch around. Mika Marmal, who's been linked to Como again. Again. He was linked before, linked again. £4. I really like the Andorra kit because it's not a rookie, but it's the closest thing we've got to it. Italian football could suit him. I did say the same about Rafa Marin, and he kind of get a kick for Napoli. So, like all Quinny shouts, disclaimer, I'm not a fortune teller. I just get enough stuff right that people maybe think I am. Scalvini, the real Scalvini, 30 quid on an injury discount. He could be phenomenal. What did he score like again, just to remind us all? What did he score like before injury? I think he was pretty hot, wasn't he? Yeah. Liked it decisive. AA strong. Yeah, Scalvini's good for it, man. Yeah. Injury discount there. Kuto on a squad rotation problem discount. Pletnicek for £1. How can you not like that? I know he's not playing, but he is Ewood Pletnicek. He's been playing every season of Sorare with that haircut. Can you believe this guy has this haircut and people pay him footballer wages? I just find it incredible. Serginho Dest. Oh, by the way, that is probably a semi-must buy in this situation, because when he is fit again, even at Classic, he is undeniable. If Boscagli leaves, or when is it? Like 30 quid for this. If you had a 50 quid defence budget, I think you could work him in. I think you prioritise him. You then go backwards and get all the best bang for buck guys at like 11 quid and 7 quid. And yeah, like these guys, Frimpong, THB, ZZ. Get the best of that kind of price point around here. That's not maybe the bet. Mika Marmal for 4 quid. Linus Gictor, by the way, he is really manned up. If we look at his pictures, by the way, look at when he started. Look at this. Wee bit of the hendos about him. Fresh face guy. He reminds me of somebody else as well. Maybe like a TV show actor or character. It's escaping me. But look at that. And then look at this guy. He's found women, hasn't he? He's found women. He's been on a footballer's wage since he was 17. He's been getting Sorare cards issued, rookie cards. He's a big man about town. He's grown up, as it were. So yeah, I would definitely like, or you could go a bit safer and go and get like single for 30 quid, spend half your budget on someone else, or that's over 50 quid obviously, but yeah, very good entry points at Rare. And part of when I've teed this up, I did mention like my stance on playing limited is a bit different now, because see, like a Dest, see, even if you bought Dest now and you weren't able to get a rare goalkeeper, let's say for the next 6 months, a Dest rare card will help you at limited, under 23 and region very easily, you know. Like, you've paid 30 quid for that card rather than, what does a Dest limited go for? I'm going to say a tenner, I'm going to guess, right? Okay, even less, 6 quid. And yeah, maybe the cost of that is not efficient and not effective and whatever, but it having, and again, I'm used to this back in the day with super rares, you know, but with that having the uplift ability, that's what you're paying for with that card, you know. And it's not a problem paying that for that card when it's so potentially overpowered. Looking at the rares here, midfielders, I beg your pardon, I think we have to spend more for known points. Thiago Almada at 33 very much piques my attention here. Cherky looks like on his way out, and by the way, if Cherky goes to Atalanta, it is confirmed that there is a god. Because Cherky, like, at Atalanta, with Adamola Lookman, like, oh, I can't wait for it. Confirmed there is God. Like, that will be the way it goes. That will vacate a spot and maybe some set piece duties and just some playmaking like duties to Thiago Almada, who is just a born fucking winner now, isn't he? 33 quid for what could be like another Cherokee type SO5 card. That could be fun. Gravenberch at 70 quid is maybe worth noting down and watching that price point moving. I think you could get Gravenberch down a wee bit if he did come down in price. That would be fun. Soboslai, I got a lot cheaper, so that could happen. As an example, Kvaradona mid card is the less fancied of the Kvaradona cards. I think that's the sort of caliber we're trying to look at. First of all, is can we get a tier 1 level card or better for like under 50 quid? That's kind of the starting points we want, because all the tier 2 and tier 3 level guys, their prices will come and go and will kind of always be there. What we're looking for is opportunity. Mishu at a fiver I have to click on. Oh, he's in Holland. Just got there as well. That could be very good, by the way. For a fiver, Mishu, that could be really good. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to get ahead of myself, right? But he's kind of bombed out recently, hasn't he? But Holland could really suit him. Moliero, it feels like he's on his way to Arsenal, I want to say. 13 quid. Midfielder, I think you'd rather the forward, wouldn't you? Look at Hatterin, up at 50 quid for a rare. Oh, it feels like he's found his shoes again. He's found his boots. So fair play to him. Love to see it. 50 quid's maybe a bit much, but oh, Koki Saito, Japanese Messi. Not been quite at it in the championship. Lavia for 18 quid in season doesn't feel bad either, but it's not quite what we're after, is it? That tier 1 level guy that's way undervalued. Krastev at 2 quid. He's coming back, maybe from some sort of injury. Gio Reyna, 12 quid. And he's just been brought back in from the cold. That's a fun one, by the way. Gio Reyna has got mad potential because of his playstyle. He's a big dribbler, loves to win take-ons and stuff like that. I should maybe be looking at this on Sorare Day. Actually, you can just see like he does have mad potential, Reyna, but he's just always fucking injured. And I think that's what's maybe holding his price back there now. But the manager likes him. The manager wants to play him. Zidane Sartemir, he's got a very interesting rookie card. He's only 19 still, off the bench every bloody game. One to watch out for. Really nice rookie card at Leverkusen. Moscardo, by the way, he's got a huge rep, does he not? And that's a rookie. Oh, by the way, I might be tempted to buy that. Does he not have a huge rep? Someone tell me if I'm wrong. Let me check up the chat, guys. I've totally left you in the wilderness, sorry. I want Mohamed Hatterin, but the only one rare for sale for the past months is an instant buy unlimited. Wow. Can't find him, Quinny. Can you find this guy? Does he look like a shout? Can't find him on Sorare. Oh, sorry, I'm totally lost what we were talking about in the chat. Sorry, lads. Germ. You sure you spelled that name right? It's not coming up. Oh, you are talking about something. Des will definitely be back soon, so there's talks of him joining up with the national team. El Karouni for 17 is a good shout as well. Cameron M helping out the cause. Hudson Odoi, what a run. Maybe I missed Hudson Odoi, sorry guys. Thoughts on the Cherokee Atalanta deal? It's like it was in the ether, Jerm. It's like we're telepathic all of a sudden. Top 5 SO5 though. Yeah, I agree. Oh, it's a Callum Hudson-Odoi run in the match. Hat Legend, sorry, I thought it was an SO5 chart I missed. Hartman from Feyenoord, very similar situation, very good shout as well, Cameron M. And Fortuna are one of the best teams defensively usually. That was in relation to Edward Mishu. That's interesting. Pafundi's always been a card I've been interested by. He's in Switzerland, highly rated in Italy. He's had some moments, hasn't he? But very expensive. Not many cards exist, so people kind of hold his price high. But I'm convinced this Moscardo is a player, by the way. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Tej Van Leeuwen. Oscar Bob. 50 quid. And then final position, and we'll move on to the next one forward. Spent a bit of time on this mini-me, so hopefully there's a lot of food for thought here, and I can't wait to hear what you get up to off the back of this. Kyle Jorge, I could see his wee head there. He doesn't look too bad, does he, back in Brazil? But I think I've maybe seen some links trying to bring him back to Europe. Esposito, nice L5, but he's in Champ Euro. It's unlikely to continue. Samu at Rare's quite punchy, isn't he? Doku's not bad, especially for like an OG Doku. That's not bad at all, I don't think. Kvaradona forward, I would rather over the mid. Same price point from what we've seen on this show today. Same with the Moliero, same price point. Maybe even slightly cheaper. Savio at 70. See, Savio right before the return to form, because the thing with Savio is he's undoubtedly top quality, and maybe he'd have been a great buy on the hunch of maybe City just cut him loose in the summer. Bit of a longer play, but it looks like he's actually getting back into the fold there. A Sesko rookie. Now, he's not a banger. More of a facilitator of a forward, isn't he? Like a team 3 pick, isn't he? But for the rookie, that feels fun. But I think there's like a strong outfield here to be made for like 200 quid. Sana Fernandez. I've seen him play. Oh, no. Wait, is this the guy? Have I favorited him? I am. It is the guy. This is the guy. I went and seen him last season playing against Celtic under-19s in the Champions League, and Tony Cassidy might be in the chat with us today. Tony got a selfie with him after the game, and that is a thing of beauty, by the way. I really would like a rookie card of him. Really would like a rookie card of him. That is fun. That is fun. Sana Fernandez, that is fun. No rush to get him. I don't play the region. I don't play under 23. But that is fun. That is so fun. I really do want that. I like the fact that I can get that. Let's see who else pops up. Ben de Gren at 30 quid. Ben de Gren is back. He is back. And at Nordisland, he's going to get cards. Plenty of coverage. You can play. Again, Nordisland, by the way. We spoke about this on a member stream before. But their whole team is under 23. You know, so even, yeah, man, because what we're talking about, even with that partial move, is you can still use like Dest and Challenger. But Nordisland, if you went there at Rare, even in the absence of the goalkeeper, any of these guys that are under 23, can we add in? Nah. Age? Yeah, age we can do. It'd be nice if it was an under 23 button. I'm just going to move it to 24, because we'll see the under 23 icon on them all anyway. But yeah, look at all these rares that all play in the same team. And if you can get to know the squad, well, look at in season the Gren, 30 quid. And you could even use that to like try and get a bit of cash back on the move, as it were. Look at all the rookies, man. Like Nordisland is an obscene squad. Need to look into it more. Obviously, I've not looked into it much, but that could be an extra move on this as well. So I think moving through all the positions there, Mini-Me, I like what you've done at Limited. I can see the move you're making, and I think making that move into the 23 is the next region, with that kind of flavour on Challenger cards as well, like the Dest, and getting the opportunities now that can be gotten, because the rest, you know, like as I mentioned before, tier 2, 3, 4 and 5 guys, well, you'll be able to get them at decent prices almost always. But is there a tier 1 or a star level guy that is just maybe great points per pound right now, or like the Dest is in a depressed situation? Slam Duncan, would you be able to look at my gallery? Slam Duncan, looking at where I can improve. I've got 50 quid in winnings. Yeah, no problem, mate. We'll add you onto the list, and we'll get on to the next one. Slam Duncan. Got a fair few to get through, by the way. Went through that one for quite a while. I don't mind. So that was a nice angle, a nice like strategy crease, a nice little point to hammer in with. So always a good bit of fun with that mini me. Hatlagen, what were we after? Montfrere, Hatlagen, a grim couple of months on Sorare. I decided to massively shift my gallery and invest heavily into Prem and Bundy. I'm working on 5 exclamation point collections in both leagues. Mind having a look. I'm thinking of playing in the Bayern and Liverpool stacks, not in Div 1, as I think they're better off getting me promoted, while the differential stacks compete for D1 wins. That is a very interesting bespoke strategy we've got here. 5 collections. Let's look at the collections first and foremost. Can we see filter champ? Did I read that wrong? Why is that not working? Someone get Laird. Where's Laird? Why is that not working? So anyway, we've got Man United. We're talking rate? No, we're not talking rate. We're talking limited. Man United. Liverpool. West Ham. You mentioned Bayern. Alright, so there's a bunch here. I think you've kind of got like 5 touchstones of squads. Yeah, Stuttgart, Frankfurt. Yeah, I get it now. Awesome. Okay. And what is the thinking of playing X and Y? Give them a couple of months. Look at the gallery. Right. Okay. Let's have a look. So let's look at Prem first of all. So Hatlagen is currently running with the Chelsea goalkeeper situation, the Liverpool goalkeeper situation, Forest and Arsenal up here alongside Man United. West Ham is locked in. I was going to say, is that the guy who's went to Tottenham? But it can't be. Liverpool, Bettinelli. Yeah, so we've got a Man United handcuff, West Ham handcuff, Liverpool and Chelsea handcuffed, standalone Forest, Arsenal. So we've got like plenty of choices, and into Classic eventually as well, or into Champ as well. Nice overspill into that for the time being. Defence wise, yeah, you've kind of got all the main players I think you would want to have in this situation. Yeah, I don't think you're really wanting for combos here, are you? Quite well set. MGW, of course, and Elliot Anderson kind of popping up here above some of the maybe more likely names you'd have thought would be up there. Good depth, good options all around. I do think the midfield, but is it's quickly used, I think, once you build teams, this midfield, isn't it? I'm going to scroll down the chat, see what you guys are saying, sorry. Joseph Satara at Ajax, under £20 in rare. That's a good one. Making a list now, many me love that. What, over £300 in the past week, Cameron? Well done. United City, Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, Forest, Liverpool. Yeah, you're in the chat helping me out. Balls to the wall. You can say that again. But yeah, I think that's the only thing that strikes me about the midfield. Like maybe Paqueta, maybe some of these guys I'm underselling, maybe a bit of the depth, but feels like the quality midfield is used quickly, and that means like if somebody's out or suspended or transfers or whatever, you still then have that problem comes. The forwards, like who are you missing here? Just Cunha probably. You've got Wood, you've got all the kind of main hitters as well. Absolutely nailing it, mate. Bundesliga, we are looking at Leverkusen keeper, Bayern keeper, Rono, Trapp, Zentner, Kobel, some handcuffs as well in behind them. So yeah, nice, plenty of keeper options all in season as well. BAUT full. Top row of defence is lovely as well for the amount of squads you'll be picking. Nice amount of potential leftovers off the back of that as well. Midfield, again, feels thin. Quality, undeniable, but feels thin. And again, it probably just about squeaks out at the moment, but Brandt can get injured. Nemeka's not always been a mainstay. Palacios isn't a mainstay. The rest of them are, so you're probably just about fine. But again, a bit thin in midfield. Feels like something I'm saying a few times here. And again, the forwards, you've got the who's who, don't you? Really, there's nobody missing from that you would want. So fantastic. Very good depth. If we look at champion now, I'm going to exclude the 2 leagues we've just looked at to see what the hangovers are, or the leftovers. Not much, actually, so you're pretty much looking at full reliance on the overspill from those 2 leagues to populate champ, which is fine, no problem with that whatsoever. And let me get back to the request now that I'm a bit more familiar with the situation. I'm thinking of playing Bayern and Liverpool like lower and pushing teams up the way, and then playing differentials at the top. I think for D1 at limited, I think maybe the next step for this is getting a few classic pieces in, and the only classics you want to be entertaining is doublers. So can you get an additional Salah? Can you get an additional Palm? And it's only these guys we're talking about. Can you get an additional Kimmich, Fernandes, whatever? Because I think you're onto the right idea here, right? But what I think you need to also have with multi-entry is like especially at limited, just the best 5. Like, who is legitimately, forget about the defence stack, forget about the blah blah blah. Who is the best keeper? Who is the best defender? Da da da. I think at limited there has to be a team with the amount you've got here that ends up looking like that, because that's the benefit of having all these collections blend in together, is that you will have a high XP, high value Kimmich alongside a high value, high XP Trent, alongside a high value, high XP Kane, alongside a high value, high XP Rono, or whoever it is this week that's got a good game, and goalkeeper. I think you need a bit of that unlimited, and it feels like you can really capitalise on that dynamic. So what will help you do that is a classic piece here and there to help just take the pressure off of your single entry on cards. Because for some of these top players, like, the situation will be Kimmich is going to have a great game this game week, undeniable. That's the forecast. It could be Bruno Fernandes, anyone on screen here, and you put that in your top team, and your strategy is whatever your strategy is. But as soon as you've got a second Kimmich, that allows you then with one of them to take a risk, to do something a bit off script, as you say. That goalkeeper that I fancy for a clean sheet that the odds don't really fancy, but I think Bayern and Neuer are going to flap or whatever, So that then just gives you, number one, the comfort to do it, because there's no like be all and end all. Like, this is the best card in my gallery this week, and I don't want to put it against a Wolfsburg defender or bottled there. Sorry, I'm just going to take my hat off. Or with a Hoffenheim goalkeeper, or whatever keeper we're up to, Rono or whatever it might be, Union Berlin. You know what I'm saying? So I actually think, mate, the next thing to do with this, if you're asking for like advice, like the strategy you're trying to do with your lineup construction will work and charge on. You'll do well with it, I've got no doubt. But in terms of like gallery review and advice, I think that's what you're missing. Because again, like when I was going through this, it feels like your midfield, the best midfielders, will be used up quite quickly in your build. And the reason it's classic, of course, number one, you're not going to get the second collection bonus anyway if you went and got a second in-season Kimmich. But as we all know, classic Kimmich, way cheaper than in-season Kimmich. And because you're not going to, like, I'm talking about you maybe picking up 3 or 4 cards like this at the most. Maybe you could pick up a couple more, depends on your appetite, I suppose, I guess, whatever. But, yeah, point being, you can get the same points, same utility, and you maybe just tone it down a bit. Like, I build some galleries, like, somebody's got 3 Bellinghams, and those teams can be amazing. You can play a safe Madrid stack, you can play one in under 23, and then the other one can kind of do some other stuff with, which can work out well. So that's what I would do with this Hat Legend. I think you've done really well. I think your lineup construction idea will work out well as well. But I would add that in with, like, can you get some classic versions of these guys to have your cake and eat it with, essentially. Let me catch up with the chat. There's a bunch of here tonight. Nice that I can catch some of the stream. Hucker 520 just returned from church. Good to hear it, my man. Hope it went well for you. And is there anything else going on? James Allen, good morning, lads. Good to see you. Part of the reason I'm doing this is to build a good classic base for next season and hopefully 6D1. Yeah, fantastic. And again, that what I'm talking about won't disrupt that. It will just help amplify it even more, because as the rest of these guys join those classic stud cards you've got, you're already like swinging into classic with the other guys that are already there, you know. You're not like, I've only got one good lineup this game week. You can still have 2, 3, 4, 5, depending on how many of these classic kind of top up pieces you add in. I've not predicted the Celtic lineup for this midweek yet. I would love to hear a press conference before the deadline. But let's see. So yeah, mate, Hatlingen, I think you're going to do well with this, mate. I think if you've had a painful few months, that's about to change on you when you've got full fixture availability. Champions League kind of settles down a bit, and all the other kind of noise of the season does kind of iron itself out throughout this kind of spell of the season once we get by this kind of initial turbulence coming out the break and the transfer window and whatnot. Henry Sorare, what were we after, my man? I'm going to probably need to take a wee comfort break in a second, guys, and get a wee can of juice. I'll maybe do Henry's first, and then we'll do that. Looks like St Johnstone are going down this season. Oh no. So if you have time, could you look at possible upgrades for my rare contender lineups? No problem. Now, I'm sad to hear that, right? Because totally on a rumour, I bought a JPB. Now, JPB is one of the guys that should have had a career, but just never. Who's he playing internationals for? Netherlands. As recently as... Who knows what this game week was, actually. Back in the day. This must be way back in the day. There's not even a game week on these. But JPB... And the other thing about this as well is I have that Mines top. Sorare gave me that Mines top in a... I think I got it in the club shop or something. And I thought, oh, well, Amiri plays for Mines, so that's kind of fine that I've got that top now. I can maybe wear it when Amiri does well. But if this guy gets a game for St Johnstone, if he gets the transfer, I can maybe wear it if this guy does alright. So I hope St Johnstone don't go down. I hope they sign JPB and it's a good time for all involved. I really do. But we need some rares to fill us out a wee bit here in Contender, it sounds like. Was it rare you said specifically? Yeah, rare Contender. Fantastic. Right, so let's see what we're cooking with. What are we relying on at the moment? Probably keepers. Yep, we've got both of them. Now, did both of them stay? I don't see it. Oh, maybe they do. Who wants them, really, I suppose, is the question ultimately. But I don't know. Hard to say. Let's imagine worst case scenario. They both go down, right? What do we have? Gordon? Like, when is Gordon's contract? Pablo, bro, that's your space. Sorry, I need your club name, mate, for when you're up. He's not going to retire when he's got a contract. He'll want paid. I'm sure he will. Don't even have it on here. Valued at 100k. Imagine someone paid 100k for him right now. Contract expires this summer. Yeah, hard to think we're going to have him again next time. So, really, what do we have here? This Taide, is he playing? No. So, really, we've got Mitov and we've got Malancia. Malanica, I would say. Malanicha and Mitov. So 2. So we're in desperate need for classic anyway for one more. And if you're thinking about getting into the season, also about another bridge to cross. Andre Raymond. Does he still play for you? He was good against us. So I don't think... the problem is he goes to League One in England or something, maybe. I've seen that before with Jamie McCart, who's now came back to Scotland. He was a card that I liked as a budget buy. Maybe, would he be better than Benkovic, Jamie McCart? I don't know. Saunders. He's in the season, so I'm guessing he still plays for you. His scores, wow. He is an action hero, isn't he? Fair play to him, by the way. Again, could he go to League One in England and red X on you? And then down here, yeah, we don't really have much in and behind. So, Adeboyega I think is a great get. And I actually think, like, your guy Sanders is a great example of the sort of guys that are available in the SPFL. Franchak, again, he's a rookie and a midfielder. He was decent against us. I did not realise that's how young he was. Right, Sana. Got 2 more rookies to get. Sana and Franchak. They're nice rookies. Let's get them. Lenny Miller's injured, but fine. Maybe he'll be around. He should be around. I don't think midfield you're getting held back too much. You're losing, obviously, heads, some guys that play, but it's not really like chopping the head off the mid. Well, maybe, I don't know, but that's the newest to oldest thing. Yeah, it's not really changing the top order here, is it? And then when we look up front, Kimpioka, you could hope that this is a guy that goes to someone else in the league. Same with this Sidibe. They've both looked handy enough, haven't they? And at the ages of 24 and 26, like, I don't know, they're the sort of guys you could see moving to like Hibs and stuff like that, aren't they? Motherwell, playing up front for them and doing alright, Dundee United and whatever. So I wouldn't be too worried about them. You do have some other guys as well. Okay, so what was the specific thing? Look at possible upgrades, right? So now that I've seen what we're playing with, let's have a wee look at the market. I'm going to focus on in-season because SPFL doesn't necessarily need to be that pricey for some cards, especially like defenders and shit, Let's start with defence. Goalkeeper, we can kick that can down the road while we're still in the league, I think. This is just a bit of forward planning, and that's the kind of way to look at it. I think someone that can definitely add into the situation now, of course, is going to help out and going to be valuable, etc. But ultimately what the job should be is securing utility, viability, etc. into the new year. Now, there's a Hibs guy someone told me to check the scores out for, so I'll definitely do that. Ryan Astley is probably at an all-time high price-wise at the moment, and maybe this is the best form he's going to have. Who knows? It might continue. I hope it does, of course. I think in comparison to that, this Will Ferry at 16 quid is a guy very much worth looking at. He was impressive against Celtic. I like these 80 capable. Declan Gallagher, 20 watts, pal. Is meh, isn't he? I like this guy, Richard Taylor. I put him on the same kind of level as your guy we just seen in defence. What was his name? Andre Raymond. Very good 1v1 defender against Celtic. And I think his contract's up, so again, maybe there's a bit of jeopardy around him going to League One in England or something. Ridvan Yilmaz, but he has a contract for Rangers. Oh, it's Pablo Bro again, sorry. It feels like he's kind of endeared himself to their support after the Derby win, because he missed the penalty, then it was a bit of redemption for him quite quickly thereafter. They are always likely to sell someone as soon as a bid comes in, but he has contracted until 2027. So 15 quid for a Yilmaz doesn't feel uneconomic. Same I do John Sterling at 13, by the way. They're not overly better players. They play for Rangers, so they should win the majority of matches in the league, etc. I'm going to look at Jamie McCart for you as well, because I think him going into the Hearts team should work out well. This Portales isn't too shabby. It's only £2. And Kassan Warjo, by the way, should be amazing in Scotland. Should be amazing in Scotland. He's only £3. He's nowhere near fit at the moment, by all accounts. Yeah, I don't think anyone else is going to overly jump out in this defence. We'll check out Jamie McCart later. We'll skip into midfield and see what the bang for buck there is. And in terms of up front, like the SPFL has got such a big revolving door on forwards and stuff. Like the only guy you can guarantee will be playing for a club in Scotland is Tony Watt. Tony will definitely be playing for somebody in Scotland at the moment. Motherwell, of course, quite happily, but everyone else could just plumb and move anywhere, like England or worse, somewhere Red XA. Not many Scottish players do that, but hey, it's not unheard of. Midfield, I like Matty Kennedy, by the way, while he's at a DNP situation, because he is normally like a prolific card. In season for under £3, that feels like a good get. I think he's... Oh, yeah, this is who people were telling me to look at. Nick Cadden. And that's a midfielder card. That's kind of what I need. Yeah, I think we'll add him to the list. The decisives are really just making this something, aren't they? But I'm nervous on that. So maybe wait for them to dry up. Similar to McGrath. We kind of bought into a bit of this with McGrath, didn't we? But he's not really been hitting as hard as we would have hoped. But he can do it. Aberdeen needs to get their act together. That's Triantis as well. No idea what he is or what he's up to next year, but he's on form now. Mark O'Hara at £3 again. Very good SPFL player. At the age of 28, does he move south at this point in his career? If the offer comes, he probably takes it, I suppose. You've already got a Bajrami, but there's another one there. Palaversa. That's who I want, I think, isn't it? Maybe. This Killian Phillips as well was good against Celtic. I think he's on from Crystal Palace. Maybe a guy could pop up in the Championship in a year or two. He was good against us. And then second page, let's see what pops up. Armstrong, again, I'd put him on the same boat as Kennedy, £2. You can get Kilmarnock's two best players who have not been involved in much in recent L10s for under a £5. Add in this David Watson. Who did he play last season? Yeah. We want Celtic to sign this guy. We like him. We Ginger Maeda. It's a nice rookie card as well. Again, he wasn't bad against Celtic himself. I think that kind of rounds it out. We'll finish up with forwards here. But I think, like, for a very modest budget, by the way, you can actually cure some ills. Even with this little bit of a SPFL spike that's on some cards, like, if you can zoom out a bit, you don't need someone in the next match to hit for you. There's actually some really good, nice pickups available. Up front, it's hard to be excited about some of these compared to some of the other ones we've seen. The good thing about Daizen Maeda I would put above Kyogo just because of his form at the moment, as well as, like, he's just much more nailed on in the team right now, as that they've got so many seasons of cards behind them that the end seasons don't, it doesn't ever feel that they've ever been expensive for either one of them. I do like this Topi Kiskinen as well. Ronan Hale was good early season, wasn't he? And amongst the goals, kind of dried up for him, but Drama's a forward, that's interesting. Let me catch up with the stream, sorry, she might be shouting stuff at me. Red or Dead, did you? I can't see it. I didn't have Red or Dead, I just had Red or Dead with a Hey Quinny. Oh no, I do, I've got you there, mate. Right after Alex Coombs. Wondering about my strat. Yeah, did I not put that in? Alex Coombs, no. Did not. Alex Coombs. And then Red or Dead. Good catch, gang. So yeah, I think that's where I would be at, Henry. You've got some nice picks there, especially if you don't need to be in a mad rush, or it needs to be somebody that hits the now. And then the goalkeeper problem, again, just because of the way Scotland is the now, man, I really would... If you don't need to replace one of them now, you don't need another goalkeeper right now, I would try and give it some breathing space for the window to flesh itself out before making any moves. Hucker 520, love that, mate, love that. Rafe United for Pablo, bro. We had this sitting here, didn't we? I think you shouted that earlier in the chat, sorry, and I totally missed it. Rafe United, love that as a name. Right, next one up we've got is Cameron M. I've just seen you right before Red or Dead and one or two there, guys. Can I get a review? Quinny completed all my signings we discussed last time and have a Gairakes Classic coming in on Thursday in an exchange for an in-season Trical Dryer Wrench. Nice. Are you waiting for a deadline to end or something? That's fun. So is it just a general review? I can't remember explicitly what we spoke about last time, so feel free. You've maybe done it in some earlier messages, but I'm running up and down the chat, so if you can, please copy and paste and just help me out with this one, Cameron. Anything you want to refresh my memory on what we went through last time? As I look at the gallery newest to oldest, Who grabs my attention that we've brought in? Buscagli. Nice. Vyson. De Jong. Vanaken. Tadic. I'm not sure who's been brought in. I think, yeah, maybe the Mohamed Cham, the Fab Vieira, the Tadic. These feel like guys we might have spoke about. Tygo Land, I'm a big fan of this guy. He's just got a cool name and a really cool rookie card. He has to be a footballer at some point. So yeah, it might have been around this kind of time. I remember kind of maybe speaking about some of these cards. Mohamed Cham, Fabio Vieira, Dusan Tadic. Buscagli Vieira as well. Nice. Yeah, so very good. Yeah, so you've already got classic Buscagli, don't you? So let's look at Champ, what we're playing with. Got some bits and bobs. I'm not recommending this budget cover. Like 15 quid for a player at a team that should be in the top 2. Everyone from Braga, of course. Everyone from Braga, of course. How could I forget? Right, so let's see, Champ. I don't think much is going on, is it? Which is fine. Challenger now we'll sort by best to worst. And yeah, it does feel like yes, I think we were speaking about the American goalkeeper reliance. So nice that we've got that kind of European cover kind of added in. I know Vassen was recently enough. I think Pasveer's in that batch as well, isn't he? So that's good fun. In defence, we've now got double Buscagli. No, you didn't have a classic already. That's fine. In season's all good. De Kuiper, Araujo. Top order here is absolutely fantastic, and it's got that real European upgrade now, doesn't it? And some of these guys, yeah, you're just cooking, man. You're just cooking. And again, so we're trading out Wrench, which, you know, for his form, it's probably not a terrible move, but he's one of those guys that you might want to watch out for because he'll probably come back and you'll regret not having him at some point. So maybe wait for his price to get low and pick him up again later. Wrench and you're bringing in Gaelic as well. You did say that's a forward to think about. Trincao and Dreyer. And interesting for Trincao, by the way. Issa Kabore, he's just agreed to move to someone. Oh, Werder Bremen. You've got a Dest. I've seen that down there in the packet. That's nice. Midfield, Hans and Tadic are in here. Yeah, just needed, and Cham. Just needed to take that pressure off the American guys, I suppose. Forgan Hazard. I don't know if we spoke about him with yourself, but I remember looking at him recently, returning from injury. I don't get what we really gain by also including Trincao in this deal. I get it if that's just the way financially you can make the deal happen, but it feels like you're not gaining much out of that move. You're losing a Wrench and a Dreyer to get a different sort of Trincao in terms of utility, because it's same club utility profile kind of situation, you know. So yeah, interesting that's the move. Anything in Contender? Nah, it's some odds and ends, that's fine. Okay, Cameron, I think you've did really good with the moves that you've brought in here. If I can I look at all again? Yeah, and then do newest to oldest. Again, some nice collection pieces here, some rookies coming in. There's the Buscagli, Pasveer, the new goalkeeper handcuff, Tadic, Fab V, Mohamed Cham. Yeah, doing really well. Is there... Like, why are we after Trincao? That's what I'm asking myself right now. I know I spoke about everyone at Porto, so I won't look at them again. We won't look at Denmark. I'm not going to look at Brazil. We'll keep Portugal on, but... And maybe get rid of the Championship just to tidy it. Yeah, I suppose he has trebled the price, Gaelic is, but I suppose hard to argue with big 80s, isn't it? Aye, fair enough, I guess, but could you maybe just wait a week or two and maybe just get another card win maybe to support that, or I don't know. End the series transfer now, so watch out for that. But yeah, fair enough. I don't know what else there would be to kind of go over, mate. I think I can see what you've done here with the collection, guys. I love the handcuff. I love the pass. Well, I don't love pass here, but I can see what you've done there. I like that move. Another in-season option open up with the classic Vieira getting and classic Tadic in on the cheap. And the Alfie's kind of getting in the way here, but Zorgan, Vanaken, Paxton. Yeah, plenty of quality now right across the board. Okay. Who's back and who did you buy for £3? I've missed that, sorry. Dominic, good to see you, mate. How are we all? I don't really want to Joey Veerman, but he's just the best mid in chat. Yeah, most consistent. Gairikes, him paired with Veerman and Buscagli is like core dream team. Yeah, you're very right there, I suppose. Just get the Gairikes and just get the guy. I get that. But I say beyond that, I'm not. This feels like cooked. Then at this point, you're just waiting. You're just rubbing your hands together and then try and win all the in-season stuff you can. It's European based, and this prize pool is now going to go cross Atlantic in the next month or so. So, winning in season of those cards quickly, save your essence, could be valuable. Yeah, if I've missed anything, Cameron, let me know and I'll go back to it, of course. But I'm not too sure what else there would be to kind of tackle with that. It looks like you've moved on with it very well. I don't totally get the Gairikes because of the Trincao involvement, but that's the only thing I'd kind of say on that is, can you try and keep Trincao? XD Rye. Newest to oldest, we've also got some rewards in. I think we knew about... When did this come in? Yeah, we knew about that. Another free card. Companions a reward. That's fun. Okay. And what did XD Rye... What were you specifically saying for us to look at today? XD Rye. General review. I've been thinking about maybe buying the Monaco keeper, but I'm not sure if the main goalie is injured still. Well, if we're just checking that out. So if we want to buy a Philip Cohen, they're all champ. I don't really need a filter to do it. Nah. Classic at £3. Oh, yeah. Right, so what we need to find out is, what do we know about Mayeki? I've never really looked on this for injury stuff, but I know they do cover this data. Don't know where it is or how reliable it is, but injury history. Mayeki's going to stay. What's he in response to? But Cohen, something. What are you saying? Cohen had an extraordinary match. He must not leave the cages, despite what the haters say. So the fans fight over the goalkeeper. That's interesting. We've left out the squad due to a groin injury. That's great reference, mate. Cheers. So he was expected to be in that squad and then missed it with a groin injury. probable. He was expected back in the building. So this is something to really, yeah, you've probably caught this at an interesting point. A groin injury, like what we expecting, like 4 weeks or something. So like, you might get a bit of utility out of him, but if Mayeki is actually just about the same price or cheaper, maybe. He's not, sadly. Might have been the move. I think people know he's expected back. Know he's an expected starter. Thinking about maybe buying, not too sure if the main goalie is injured yet. So let's have a look at your goalkeepers. What do we have again? Filter by scarcity. And we've got Rono and Flecken, of course. So he would be French, so it's just champ based, which is fine. Botman's back. So we've now got 3 defenders of choice, maybe 4 if you like Estupian as well. With some change, which is cool. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 midfielders of choice for 2 keepers at the moment, which is fine. With a wee bit of change on the outsides here as well. And then up front, we've got some firepower. We've got 4 strikers to rotate between, and a Brereton Diaz to look at every time we open the gallery. So yeah, you're probably just about ready for the next goalkeeper, I suppose, aren't you? In that regard, I don't think I would waste my money on something like this. Like if the budget is like pure budget, like Cone at like a £5. Manager sales. Oh. There must be something better than the Cone situation, I would think. Eli Caprio is under a tenner. Not to be ruled out. Again, I know if the budget might be fixed to where it's at, so fair enough if that's out of range. We'll see what else we can gather, but I don't think... Oh, do you know, I'd be so tempted by this if Mamadashvili... If it was said, like, he's not guaranteed to come back in, because he is going to Liverpool, you know, and they did buy Dimitrescu to replace him, so if they did just come out and say, you know, we're going to play you, Dimitrescu, that would be brilliant news, and he would be a problem solver for you and me. You know, absolute bargain basement stuff. There's not much in terms of options. I thought there may have been a little bit more that would have just dripped into here, like Bowman's and stuff like that, but he's still £8.55. Again, Bowman is nailed. Bit of a club icon, although he's not getting any younger. If you could save up a little bit more for a keeper, Vanya at 15 quid feels mighty good. Vasilj at £7. I can get behind that. I know his L5 isn't brilliant, but hey, like, he's had a good enough season. Can do it big. Sorry at 8 quid. Another Rono, 6 quid. Again, some of these guys, I wouldn't rule out sending a direct offer if you've got the money already loaded in your wallet. Just tempt their resolve. Guaita. I'd probably rather take Guaita if it had to be a guy at that price point. He's old AF, but he's got the gloves. He's got the gloves. Where did I know this guy's name from? Carl Johan Johansson. Or Carl Johan Johnson, sorry. Killison is 4 quid, mate. Just buy Killison. That is problem solved. If that's the budget was classic Cone, buy Killison. Just buy Killison. That is a problem solved right there. 4 quid market listing on the secondary. Definitely get a wee bit of change off the top of that. If it has to be in that budget, that's a hit there. Dimitrovic, like, I know he's kind of hot and cold now, but the negative decisives are 3 goals conceded, 3 goals conceded, 3 goals conceded. So if they don't get 3 goals conceded, He's got brilliant AA because they face a bucket of shots, and if he does bring in a Quinny, then you're running all the way to the podium. £3.28. Don't go for Mandanda. Too risky. Yeah, I think those are really good options at the price points. And then one or two that are a wee bit above, if you could. Really wish I got this guy. Severa is under £4 as well. If we think Okoye is coming back, or if we know when Okoye is coming back, that could be a great injury pickup if that's the kind of swoop you're trying to make for now. And with that Guaita, his handcuff is 60p. Excuse me. Yeah. Anything else to kind of gander at here? Valles, if you can like wait for transfer news to come and just be ready to pounce on something like that, he could be sweet. Anthony Lopez is maybe just above the cone price, I think. But he's just moved to Nantes. £4.70. I think we've got a nice top three there. I've forgotten who they all were now, but I think we've done it. So that's what I would rather do, XD. Why is this page open? Alex Coombs. Right, I might take a wee pause for the cause, guys. My belly's rumbling. I need to just bite a biscuit or something. Get something to drink. And yeah, just give me a wee minute. How long have we been on for? An hour and a half. Yeah, I'm an old man. Alex Coombs, what was the actual request? And oh yeah. Just remembered something. Been meaning to remember for a while. Where are you, Alex? You were in the late batch of requests, so you can't be that high in the chat. Alex, where are you? There's James J. There's Alex here. You take a look at my Prem setup. Feel like I've got enough on paper to win more than just boxes. I have been winning every week. Cheers in advance. Boom. Awesome. Right, I'll be BRB. Is it this page I want to hit? BRB. And we're back. I can see you bragging in the chat about your Pau Lopez and your Butez's Northern Sports cards. Welcome, fist bump to you, my man. I can always bring Trincao in season back into the club quite easily. £18, not the same as Gyökeres. Fair. Fair. I have a question. When can we get raffle tickets? I don't know. The guess I've got, it might be announced already, but the guess I've got is around about when the special weekly happens. I don't really want to. Oh yeah, I think I caught that. Another odd question for you, Quinny. I've only got in-season cards and I keep winning Brentford in-season cards. Do you think it's worth it to buy a classic team to try and farm level ups? Yes, Dom. I think two things, right? Number one, we'll talk about Dom real quickly for a second. Then we'll do Alex Coombs's. And number three, because of the delay we've had tonight, Mrs. Quinn is about to kick my ass. Now, over the Christmas period, I had a week away, so I owe you guys some extra members action anyway. So, how many have we got left on the board? We've got Alex Coombs, we've got Dropkick, Cantona Kicker, Red or Dead. We've got James J, we've got Slam Duncan, and we have got Pablo Bro, Rafe United. So, I think we'll do Alex's, and then the next four, I'll keep you guys on the shelf, and we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll do a wee bit of members action. I'll open my card, and we'll maybe do that together in the members section, and we'll just like chill out tomorrow night, and we'll catch up, and maybe announce the Wanazek competition. Yeah, so we'll come back tomorrow. And we'll catch up with who we didn't get to tonight, and maybe somebody else will pop in that wasn't here tonight as well, from the members. So in terms of Dom, the way I look at goalkeepers now, especially because I don't fucking want to buy them ever, as activators, as door openers, as tickets into the competition, essentially, because when you look at my contender thing, what I did with, you can look at this in a classic perspective from in-season. Is it this? Yeah, it's probably this weekend anyway. Yeah, you can see it already. But by adding in those limited Schmeichels and that Balcom, all the rares that I can't play up here are getting utility now. And if you're thinking about doing that, rather than putting them into training at limited level, the same scarcity, a scarcity that can help feed the other one, 1000% do it. Especially the price difference you get on the classic. You just need a classic goalkeeper to activate. I'm buying limited in-season goalkeepers to activate in-season rares that are not getting utility, in the full knowledge that next season this will be my classic limited goalkeeper, and I'll replace them with limited in-seasons next year. Thanks very much, Red Dead. Appreciate the understanding, my man. Quinny, reckon it's worth hoarding essence now? Yes. If you are playing that region, yes, I would. Don't see why not. Do you know one of the interesting things about essence I don't think anyone's done, that I'm halfway tempted to do, and I probably will do since I'm going to speak about it now, and when I speak about ideas I just think, fuck it, just you do it, it'll be more fun. But max is 550. That's just a max, isn't it? Yeah, so I think, I worked it out. I think we've maybe spoke about it before, but if you had, like, what would you need? I think if you had like 490 essence, you would pull a tier 2 plus, a tier 3 plus, a tier 4 plus, and 2 tier 5 pluses. So I'm not saying do that or anything, but just because you're stacking your essence doesn't mean that it all needs to go away in one swipe. You could be quite cute. Like on the tier 3 plus situation here, if you got it to like 190, for example, then you'd be pulling a tier 3 plus, a tier 5 plus, and two tier 4, and then, you know, you can see the thinking here, can't you? So, yes, is my answer. I'm told. Appreciate tomorrow. Yeah, thanks very much, James J. I appreciate the understanding, my man. So, yes, Dom, 100% I would do that. Alex Coombs, what was the request in question from you, my man? Alex, where are you? I should have left that chat bit up. Could you have a look at my Prem setup? I feel like I've got enough to win on paper. I feel like I've got enough to win more than just boxes. I have been winning every week. Cheers. I'm going to guess it's limited. It feels like 39 rares won't be the thing we're talking about. Okay, so should be winning more than just boxes. Now, part of this I kind of need to think about is what does the prize pool actually look like right now? Midweek weekend. Discover comps. In season. Oh, there is no Prem this game week. Oh, crap. Is it in this game week? Prem is here. Full Prem? Full Prem. Feels like, doesn't it? Yeah. So, more than boxes. In season? Cash is tough, isn't it? Top 30. How many entrants do we get? Yes, it's like top 10%. Where it stands now. So this is like 2 weeks away or something, isn't it? That's D5. D4, we get paid out for top 50. If we are playing in season, just boxes is going to be a big part of life. It's also recognising the division you're in as well, because I suppose if you're getting boxes, you should be getting promoted on the reg, or reg enough anyway. Some of these will still pay out top 50%, of course, to a decent number. So it means just picking up boxes doesn't say a lot for competitive strength necessarily. Top 90 in D2 and D1 top 80. Okay, so I think you've got like classic Pickford, Leno, Flecken, Muric, Foster, all the Tottenham guys are a pain in the ass now for you. So we've only really got Muric is benched now, I think, isn't he? Flecken, Leno, Pickford. So 3 keepers in play, 1 classic. Classic Trent, in season top row, very strong. Obviously Botman kind of jumps to the top here all of a sudden. But even the Bournemouth guys in behind him, Spence is playing again. Burns fine enough. Reggie, as Ange calls him. Regulon. Like, yeah, I would agree. You've got a defence that should have been cashing, or should be in the mix for cash. Bruno G, fine. MGW. Now the problem is MGW on form, profile, and everything right now is maybe the best mid alongside Bruno, and you can't play him with your best defender, so that's maybe a kind of restrictor. Doesn't need to be really what dictates form and success, certainly. I love this double rookie thing you've got on with Tottenham. And firepower, you've got it, man. Yeah, like the only thing I think when I look at this, Alex, is midfield, where it's just the classic combo, because Trent is the best card. You have 1 classic keeper. So that means Pickford, who feasibly could be your best keeper, cannot be played with your best defender, cannot be played with your best mid. Maybe can't even be played with your best forward, potentially, as well. Don't think, obviously, while Saka's injured, that's definitely the case. When Saka's not injured, it's maybe has not much of a problem. You'll probably just about get away with it with others you've got here. But I think, yeah, Salah classic is very much needed. So you're then making a straight choice between Salah, MGW, Trent, and Pickford. 4 guys for 3 teams. So I know it's a bit of a recent development, but that will just kind of magnify. Yeah, stop cancelling training teams, camera name. I don't do it that often. I did it once this week, but just wait until the deadline ends. So many trades you're going to try and do can wait. Like, they can wait. Unless it's like transfer news. Like Balco, I had to cancel my team. Hopefully I could get him traded to a bot. That didn't really happen. Pablo, bro, thanks very much for understanding, mate. Benny, good to see you. We've all been comfy for about 2 hours, mate. Where have you been? Hence the initial premium on cards. Yes, exactly. So I think if you could get in-season mids in here, like you've got Maddison still, you still got fine guys in here. Andy P is leaving. Basuma is like a cheap Caicedo, isn't he? He's not quite as good at the moment. It's probably looked a bit better a few weeks ago with Maddison, Kovacic, some of these guys maybe scoring better and being more regular, but Jacob Murphy's a bit of a cheat code, by the way. I'm maybe underselling him ever so slightly, and Foden has returned. But I think an in-season mid is a top priority for you, mate. Oh, my phone's beeping. What does that mean? That's just messages and stuff. Boo boo boo. Now, I don't know if there's a budget or a remit or whatever, but even just an in-season MGW doesn't hurt. Rice at 20 quid feels kind of cheap as scores haven't been that great. Oh, Odegaard. That could be a cheap way into someone really good. Remember where Foden's price was not that long ago? Like, limiteds are susceptible to that. You can get some nice guys at a nice price if you can wait for form to go a bit meh. Bernie. If City are back on the up, Bernie's a great guy. Eze at 8 quid. Does Eze totally solve the problems? You do have Madisons and things like that. I'm not too sure. Needs to be undoubted top of the food chain effort. Like an Odegaard for 28 on this current form feels like an opportunity. Yeah. Looking at the top prices, I would still go along with that. So I think, like, you see, he could easily be way more expensive than that in season, especially. Salah at 96, Saka on injury discount you've already got. I don't know if a Palmer's anywhere feasible, but I don't think, firepower shouldn't really be needed. I think another mid coming in there, somebody like that Odegaard, will give you a difference maker. Okay, Alanga. Jesus. Morgan Rogers. Is that a good price for him, by the way? I don't think that's a bad price. Maybe it's about right. That's kind of where he's been. A one you go. My PSV Bruce sporting around 11 to 12 bonus and Gyökeres Classic. I'm getting his level 18. Needs to be high enough. Yeah, totally agree. So yeah, Alex, I think that's the only thing I think when I look at this. Like, if you're in amongst it with boxes, not surprised at all. If you are just struggling to bridge that gap, I think it's your classic 10 season pressure that's going to be stopping you, because you could build a better classic team than you could in season. Like, fact. Now, if it was in D1, I know it's in D2. Now, Forest are playing Liverpool in this game week, but having the ability to play your even just best striker and defender, it doesn't need to be much more than that, I guess, is it's not something that, like, hey, you should go and do that, just go and get copy in seasons of these free cards, but you kind of need to make sure that, hey, you can't play him and you can't play him. So when we're playing Salah in a team, like, who is the best guy in season we've got? We have some guys that can score like Trent, like Anthony Robinson and Pedro Porro, and one or two others, so that's fine, right? But then in midfield, like, Foden is great now. Bruno's probably quite nailed, doesn't he? And then it's extra spot. No Saka, no Trent. Gordon's cool but flaky. Same with Kulusevski. Same, I suppose, with MGW, but even if you're like, hey, he's in mid, he plays every week, Forest are flying, can't do it, you know, so. And then if you put Son in this, you're going to be taking a powerful forward away from the next team. Let's just imagine you put Foden in, it probably just highlights the problem in that regard. I've done this in classic like a tip, I'm sorry, but ignore me. And then let's just say keeper 2. Then we play Trent, and then who do we have in midfield? We can't play MGW, but we can play Jacob Murphy. He's kind of cheat code now. We can play Gordon with him, that's fine. And then, like, what do you want? Another Poro maybe? Or a Kulu? Regardless, again, we're going to be kicking this problem into the next team somehow with this sort of pressure. So let's say, who do I like the best you've got in season here? Let's say Son, right? Save that. And then when we got into the last team, again, you are winning. You've got good teams. Flecken or Muric or Foster, whatever. This is the bottom team, isn't it? Poro can be spiky, but as a fullback, you know, and then again, really good options here if you want to play the fixtures a bit more. I'm trying to just overview scan this quality, if you get me. So for the third team especially, you can just go, hey, Gab Mag or Poro or Zabarnie, Kerkez. Lots of great options here for the last team. No question about it. And then we're going to play MGW in midfield. And then up front, probably Kulusevski, maybe Madueke, depending on the game and who's going to play and all that. And then last man, it's the other one of them two, isn't it? Maybe Poro. Dwight McNeil's playing, he's an option. But yeah, I just think, like, and again, you've got plenty of forward options. The forward pressure doesn't really come. The defence pressure doesn't come, but there's definitely like a lack of... Let's just move away from that page. Yeah, it feels like we can be using the firepower quite quickly. So yeah, I would just want another in-season mid in here. That's all, mate. Thiago Andrade. I didn't really think about him replacing Insigne when that news came out that he wants to leave. Or really, I said in the chat in the Telegram group, like, I would love Insigne to go back to Napoli for football love reasons, you know, because he was there for so long, played in so many great teams, never won the Scudetto. As soon as he goes to Toronto for a paycheck, they win the Scudetto. And they're doing quite well under Conte, so I could see him going back there. I would not rule it out. There's been no links or anything, purely at my hunch. I'm sure there's some teams in Turkey or some shit that want him, but if they fancy themselves to win the league again, he fancies to win, you know, he'll definitely be up for going and getting a medal and getting himself properly in the history books, like he'll feel he's maybe earned over the years. So yeah, good he's leaving MLS because it never worked out. Great for Andrade, never thought about that, but I'm buzzing about it. Magic. So tomorrow, guys, on the catch-up show, we've got Cantona Kicker, we've got James J123, we have Slam Duncan, and we have Rafe United. I'll jump back into the chat and get the messages for these if you're not live when I go back live for this. Any of you guys that are on the hangover list, as it were, the carryover list, or probably a better way of saying that than hangover. And for anyone that does join us live on the next one tomorrow, I look forward to seeing you there. We had a video dropping earlier today, the Goalkeeper Massacre. If you haven't caught it yet, I highly recommend it. It's live on YouTube just now. And yeah, Celtic predictions will be out tomorrow on Celts Are Here on YouTube, so be sure to check it out. Celts Are Here, all one word, on YouTube. Have a great night. Thanks to everyone that joined us. Fist bump to all the members. Thanks again for your support. Stay tuned for the One Is It giveaway details, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Satara.